everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to another video. This week we would like to tell you about what we think are the 7 best things about living in Perth, Australia.
Yes, 3.5 months ago we moved from the UK to Perth in Western Australia. We think we've now been here for long enough to maybe tell you about 7 of the best things that we found since living here.
So, shall we just start with number 1?
Let's do it.
And this one, we're just getting it over with straight away. The sunshine, the beaches, the heat, the weather. I mean, if that isn't first on your list of why you're moving here and why is the best reason to live here, then I don't know what else possibly could be.
Truly is the land of sea, sunshine and smiles.
It really is. It is the sunniest city in Australia, I believe.
I think so, yep. Maybe you can put up a stat on the screen to show you how much sun Perth gets in a year.
I will put...
It's here.
Yes, boom. And yes, we just absolutely love the weather here. Everyone keeps asking us, how are you coping with the heat?
Bring it on.
Bring it on, we say. I guess we are very fortunate that we do live in an air-conditioned flat.
Yeah.
There are lots of different kinds of air conditioning. You will get to grips with them if you move here, but we have the kind of standalone reverse cycle units, so we do not have ducted aircon, which means that there are a couple of rooms in the house that don't get air conditioning. But Eva Polar were kind enough to send us one of their personal cooler units, the Everlight Plus, which we are absolutely loving and is really helping us in a couple of the locations where our air conditioning doesn't get to. Mostly being used for kind of our office space. So yeah, it's a little portable air cooler. So you fill it up with water, you can move it around, and I'm very, very excited to take it camping with us. It has a very low power draw, which means it can actually be run from a power bank. And did I tell you that Sarah in Melbourne, BFF Sarah in Melbourne, she uses the Everlight, not the Plus.
Does she?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's quite cool. And they have been kind enough to give me a discount code for you all. So it's Sarah Bolson 30. We'll get you a whopping 30% off online. Or you can scan the QR code. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. You'll never hear me complaining about the heat. But
I
that,
might know.
but that may be because, as I say, we do have the luxury of air conditioning, which actually some friends of ours don't have. I have no idea how they're surviving. So that concludes number 1 on the list. The weather, the sunshine, the beaches, all stunning. 10 out of 10.
Number 2 on the list, it's 4-wheel driving. I have grown to love 4-wheel driving. It's one of the things that I was really excited to try coming here because it's not the sort of thing that you can do very much in the UK, but here, as you might see in another video, there's a really big 4-wheel drive culture here. Every other car is a Land Cruiser. You might have also seen on our road trip to Esperance, we actually had to turn around because one of the tracks was a little bit too gnarly.
The verdict was that we had bitten off a bit more than we could chew, and we're better off turning around and pushing our limits when we've got some other people around who actually know what they're doing.
So since then, we went on a little excursion with a company called Eureka.
Eureka 4-wheel drive.
Eureka 4-wheel drive, because they do a recreational beach school. So we thought we'll give it a go, brush up on our skills, and test out the Jimny, see how it went. And actually, it was very capable, and it was a lot of fun. So I'd thoroughly encourage anyone who, even if you've done lots of 4-wheel driving before, just go give it a go because it's great fun.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that our skill set has improved drastically. We can now tackle dunes and gnarly holes and paths.
We know a bit more about recovery, so if we were to get stuck, we sort of know how to get us out of it. Not that we probably get stuck in the Jimny, because there's not too much of it to get stuck.
Yeah. We had wheels in the air, and yeah, it was really good fun.
Yeah.
And really boosted our confidence. So we are looking forward to doing more 4-wheel driving and off-roading. So 3rd on the list of best things about living here is actually the Swan Valley. So it takes less than an hour to get out to the Swan Valley, and there are just such a great collection of wineries, breweries, and it was somewhere that we went during our second week here, and we loved it so much we decided to go back for our wedding anniversary. We were planning to go to the world famous Margaret River. That seemed to be the logical place to go and check out some wine stops, but having dipped our toe into the Swan Valley, we thought, why go that far, and we could just stay in the Swan Valley.
Yeah, it's just on the doorstep.
And I believe it is the closest wine region to a central business district in Australia.
Amazing.
So if that's not a reason to come to Perth, I don't know what is.
That's it.
Yeah, and it gets a bit hotter inland, as we experienced on our wedding anniversary. It was mid-30s here, and I think it was properly like early 40s out there.
Well, it felt like mid-40s. It was really, it was like oppressively hot.
That didn't stop us having dinner outside overlooking the vineyard, though. It's just lovely. Yeah. Swan Valley, number 3.
Number 4, to no one's surprise, or it shouldn't be anyone's surprise, it's barbecuing. I love to barbecue, and we're lucky enough to have a courtyard here in which we can basically barbecue all the time. Probably feeding into that, our kitchen in the flat isn't the biggest, so we actually prefer to use the barbecue. It's a much bigger cooking space. Room to swing a cat out there, so it's really nice. Also, it's the best way to cook steak. It's the best way to cook a lot of things on the barbecue. So I love it. It's great. Yeah,
and I think we've maybe found that our diet has changed.
Oh yeah,
a bit because cooking on the barbecue is just so easy and so tasty that we just seem to use it all the time. Yeah. Number 5 on the list is how much local produce there is. I guess that is the nature of living in the most isolated city in the world, that you have to be quite self-sufficient, I guess, as a city. And to show you exactly what I mean, we're just going to head straight to the supermarket.
So I am in Coles, the usual, and yeah, so pretty much all of the fresh produce, except for like the super exotic stuff, has like this Australian grown sticker on it. So yeah, except for the exotic stuff, everything has pretty much an Australian grown sticker on it. I appreciate Australia is a big place, and then a lot of the meat and stuff has a sticker on it that says buy West, eat best as well. So yeah, I don't know if they're just advertising it well, or if this is, quite an achievement that so much of the produce here is grown, if not in Western Australia, then in Australia. Just feels great to be, I guess, in a place that's kind of supporting its own and not having to import that much. It's really, really cool.
Number 6 on the list, it's brunch culture. Now, since we've moved here, we found that we're actually having brunch a lot. Good for us, not good for the bank account. I don't think we actually had brunch that much back in the UK, maybe like 2 or 3 times, but because the weather's so nice, we're outside during the middle of the day and we think, we'll go and have a cup of coffee, a cake, and something to eat. And we haven't been able to do that much, have we? Since we've been here, maybe once or twice, and that was more the sort of thing in the UK, go out for dinner and have a few drinks. But here, we'll go out for brunch, have a croissant.
Yeah, and there's such, as we've discussed, that kind of early morning culture. The nights, the evenings just don't seem to have that same vibe about them. So love brunch, and the food so like fresh, and it's not just a tatty scone, haggis, black pudding, bacon, sausage. It's avocado and tomatoes and.
I think you just want to make the most of the day. You want to be outside when you're eating, be in the sunshine. You don't want to go out in the evening when it's dark and it's cool. You want to make the most of the day and have maybe even a cheeky cocktail or a glass of wine with your brunch.
There you go. And finally, number 7 on the list is the number of night markets that there are. So if we are going to go out in the evening, which we've done on several occasions now, we will likely head to a night market. So the famous one is obviously the Scarborough Sunset Markets, which are on a Thursday.
Yep.
We've been to the Sorrento night markets. Yep. We've been to South Perth Foreshore, which has a night market. And most recently, we headed to Subiaco. So tonight is Saturday, so it is Subiaco night market night. And just like all of the night markets, they are an absolute vibe. We could not decide on one specific place to get food from. So we got a selection, as I will show you now.
Right, so this is Käse Spatula, so the German pastry thing with cheese, and it's called like beef bacon, so that's what that is. Yeah. And then that is Korean spicy honey chicken with potato. It's not that spicy though, don't worry.
And yes, there are families out with picnic blankets, there's music, there's just, you know, fun lights. We're actually here with a group of friends, so just a great place to come and hang out. There's food for everyone, no matter what taste everybody have. And yes, just somewhere we absolutely love just hanging out for the evening in Perth. My only one heartbreak is that, so it's currently the middle of March, and these food markets, they only go on for the summer. So most of them only have a couple of weeks left, and then we will be without night markets until next summer. So yes, I don't know why they can't just keep going through the winter. There is nothing more that would warm me up than a nice plate of pad thai or something like that. But yes, 10 out of 10 for the night markets.
And as an aside, a couple of the nicest cafes that we like to go to are also just over the summer, so
Watch this space.
yeah.
Maybe we'll be feeling a bit sorry for ourselves in a couple of months' time.
Yeah, we'll see. Come back to us.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was the 7 things that we think are the best about living in Perth.
Some of the best. Some of the best.
Okay, some of the best.
Well,
Stay tuned for part 2.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure some of you might disagree. Some of you are going to have different opinions on what the best things are about living here. So some of the things that we consider to be the best. So I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks are the best things about Perth.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how our perspective changes over time.
Yeah.
As well, I think. Obviously, we've been here for 3.5 months. I'm not working yet, so I think, yeah, in a year's time, we will have to reflect on whether we still think all those things are the best things. Maybe we won't like some of them as much, and maybe there'll be new things on the list. So I think to continue the conversation, I will throw up a question box on my Instagram, which is at Sarah Wilson Travel. So head over there and we can continue the conversation. Otherwise, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe and all of that, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye!
Bye.